Phillies dugout during the inning and also in between innings. Hirschbeck and Cliff Lee were going at it. It never got overly contentious because they were separated by a wide margin.
Yeah. Well, more having a little fun, I think, than the regular.
We were out of here, Molina, right in the face of Brandon Phillips. And we've yet to set the stage about everything that happened, and you get a look at it. For those who may not have known, Brandon Phillips last night, to both Jim Day and Hal McCoy, made some comments.
Runner goes, they pitch out, and the throw from Saltalamacchia is going to be in time. By Saltalamacchia, that pitch out was up and away. And Bourne still pleading his case with Tom Hallion at second base. And the turf is not by.
Jason Worth goes after it. No throw to first base. Then Gio Gonzalez doesn't get over on the attempted double play. And the two had words go in the dugout. Gio Gonzalez looking at Jason Worth. Jason Worth talking to Gio Gonzalez. And obviously we have no idea what was said, but
work appearance number 17 this year.
Yeah.
And Bryce takes 193 right in the middle of the back.
That wasn't even close.
Bryce is handling this a lot more maturely than the.
And the lack of offense has him out of the game. And Doug's frustrated. He and AJ will discuss it, and you can clearly see that Doug is frustrated about coming out of this game.
Roberts over there, being held by Atkins, and he got him. He is out of it. Oh! Time-wise, at first space, and Dave Tremblay having his say. He saw the same thing we did. It looked like he had him because the throw was there ahead of time, and a lot of
involved. This was after the timeout from Tula. Ventura stood him down. Look at Dave. He's got a message to deliver. Oh, the Royals, they've been on him throughout this series.
But try to get active. And you start to overthink things, and all of a sudden 1 in 5, and somebody's chirping.
Yeah, McGlinskey, after the call third strike to Longoria, the player sends one into left center field. Slicing on Pilar. Right-hander Stroman. And Morrison having some words with somebody out there.
Dallas Braden and Alex Rodriguez were going at it.
Well, they played at second base. Alex Rodriguez actually out of the picture. Dallas Braden. I don't know. Maybe Dallas thought that Alex was trying to get in way of the throw to second base.
Harper skies one to left. That'll be playable for Justin. And he's there.
Ian Desmond is over there too. And well, they may be 14.5 out. Ian Desmond and
not quite sure why. And Trout's got his arms out, wondering the same thing.
Yeah, I mean that's
Ventura that threw up and in on the previous pitch. Good luck with that battle. And staring at him again.
Yeah. Wise decision by Perez, too.
Because he's looking in here. Slowly hit. Bumgarner is going to grab it, flip it to Belt, and they got him. And that's a great play by Belt. And Bumgarner says something to Puig, and now we go.
on the inside part of the plate. Now listen at the end of the inning when the inning's over. Lackey and Welke.
No answer.
At Wilson Contreras. So this is after he popped up. And he said something to Strasburg, and we had Steven, and he didn't say anything. We watched the video, and I don't know.
The umpires, as Buck Showalter came out, and he's coming out again, hollering at Girardi. I mean, screaming at him. This now is what happened between innings. Like he was talking. Showalter was saying Girardi was talking to somebody, apparently an Oriole, and he said, "Don't talk to him that way." And then
high fly ball to left. Back is Fuentes. The wind has it, knocks it.
Looked like Manny crushed that ball. A little back and forth between Manny and Ben.
He is, and Kershaw is called for a balk. It's a balk on Kershaw. Garcia to second.
He's been doing a lot of that in this ball game, and that is not stepping toward first. And Kershaw most unhappy with Jeff Kellogg, as is Dave Roberts, as he comes out.
Start. Donaldson gets hit by a pitch, and he doesn't like that too much. And Donaldson has something to say to Volquez. And now everybody converging.
He's the batter. Try to come in again. Inside again, and Ortiz takes exception to this. Third time he's come in. All three have been fastballs, and the benches are going to empty.
After Calhoun struck out, check this out. And that was not a go get him either right there. Interesting. Don't know what it's all about, but Calhoun not having.
Take the lead. Pomeranz probably said, why can't I go back out there? And Fowler's explaining to him in not so nice terms why. I'm making decisions. You go back up there. We'll talk when this game's over.
That ball bounced. That ball bounced.
Well, Pratt's
the ball bounced.
That wasn't even close. You could see it and hear it.
The ball bounced.
This could be challenged.
The ball bounced.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Bum got something to say. That Bumgarner didn't like it. After Bumgarner. And it's be wise for Bumgarner to get out of there.
Had some words for Laz Diaz. And Laz Diaz went back at him. And then Nova fired the glove in disgust. And Joe Girardi actually went.
2 balls, no strikes. His career gets more. Now see. Somebody's chirping from.
Sosa's putting over there.
With a single.
Yeah, that's why he got deep in his kitchen.
6th. And then Cole singled in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Pujols apparently had a problem with Cole's reaction.
I have no idea.
I can't.
You can see he's talking to Angel Hernandez. Hernandez saying, just go to the dugout. And he just got.
Ryan Dempster came off the mound and into the dugout after the bottom of the 5th. And I believe Mike Quaddy was telling him, I'm going to pinch hit for you. And Ryan did not like what he heard. Very uncharacteristic.
Pelfrey is about to throw his 124th pitch, which will be the most he's ever thrown in a major league game.
Pelfrey's telling Polanco, get out of the way. Don't try to step into that ball.
So we got a little talking to here.
Pickoff play at second and third base in the 3rd inning. Another Pickoff where it's done. Throw to second, and as going off was Sevich getting involved in a conversation with Dustin Pedroia as they talk about the Pickoff plays at second base. And Pedroia did appear surprised.
It's all about intimidation. He's got a great act, but he can back it up. I mean, he's got some flame with the fastball that'll go mid to high 90s, and he's got a hard slider.
Is Pagan having a problem with Norris?
He leads it off in the 9th inning with Fielder and Beltre to follow. 5-4 Texas. The hits are in favor of the Rangers, 11-6. Each club has made one error. We've got an argument going, and Fielder was sprinting toward the home plate umpire. What is this all about?
Francisco Lindor swing and a high fly to shallow left. Rosario now drifting to medium deep. Now Lindor and Romo going at each other and being separated by the 2 series in Cleveland. Romo loves to chirp, and the difference.
And Alex Cobb not happy at all.
fun to watch.
Well, if not cookies, and with a pitch, and that's what speed does to a defense and to a pitcher, doesn't it? It applies pressure to them.
Well, that's the thing about this game. Make it easier for the guys behind you, but tough for the pitchers. But these guys, they don't think about that.
Tell you what,
got some action going on.
Is this Jimenez and Butler? Or
wasn't happy, nor was Bob McClure. There's Rhino talking to him right there.
Separate occasions.
Yeah, there's Bob McClure, who had a very heated conversation with him right there too. In fact, Cole Hamels came over and
inning Trevor Plouffe popping up right there. A little upset, I don't know, but Trevor Plouffe kind of looked at him.
A little chirping back and forth. It's not that uncommon in Stroman starts. He's
very upset as he went back to the dugout. Probably about the pitches he threw to the first 3 hitters. But then he also, it looked like he was questioning why Franco did not come home like we talked about.
That's exactly what he's talking about, is why he didn't go home. And, you know, Larry Bow is the right guy to ask about it. Him being.
But Willie and the Brewers are not going to back down.
Everybody's still milling around.
Pat Murphy and Brandon Hyde are talking at home plate too, trying to sort it out. This is why I took offense to it. Here it is.
At the top it said, bottom it's out.
Look out here. A conversation between Willie Adames and James McCann. Bench is empty. Bullpen's empty. This is not the first time Milwaukee has gotten into a tiff with an opponent this year.
James McCann.
Gotta show this. Not exactly what happens all the time, but look, we saw this last year with Mackenzie Gore, Victor Robles on a play. I think when you have a starting pitcher that pitches every 5th day, 6th day, he wants you engaged, and I feel like that's a little part of this.
But Doug Eddings doesn't give him that call. Outside, says Doug Eddings.
He's not going to walk off the mound like he thinks it's a strike. You talk to him then. You talk to him.
They're still chirping, John. How are we going to get through this series without things boiling over?
I don't know. I don't know. Good TV, right?
They're here for the people.
Ball 4.
And didn't really appreciate it. He had a couple of quick words for Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham didn't appreciate what Tyler Heineman said to him, and then I think the dugout's emptied right after that.
He'll ramp that back up.
Oh, that hit Mark Vientos. Alcantara came inside on him, and Sandy is walking towards the plate, and now Alcantara not happy with Mark Vientos. Sandy, he's staring at Sandy, and Sandy continues to walk at Vientos.
He said, "Don't look at me."
Oh,
swung out and missed. He went off the plate into the other batter's box. Going on there beneath the surface, but he yelled something right at Tanner Bybee.
swing and a miss. Votto done on strikes. And Votto has some words as he goes a third of the way down the line. And he and Contreras exchange words. Votto drops the back. Contreras. This is not over.
And Joey Votto is barking at somebody. I think he's barking at the pitcher.
And Rowan Wick began the at bat with a pitch up and in. Votto continues to gesture and yell in that direction. Wick
chopped. Runner breaks for the plate, and he's going to be out. And Cruz looks like he's hurt.
Yeah, he went in.
Took exception to it, and benches are going to empty. Carlos Santana took exception and was jawing. I'm trying to assist Cruz off and help O'Neill Cruz off. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, that's man.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, we go to the bottom of the ninth here. We had a situation in the Rays dugout. I think Caballero was part of it as well. Yeah, Caballero and Yandy Diaz looked like they were having a moment. Teammates intervening to make sure it didn't get worse than what we saw.
And
Rodney Linares trying to act as peacemakers. And
2 strikes. And he hit him.
Oh, and that hit him right on the elbow. Geez, that's a...
Grandal takes a ball in the dirt, and Jose peels away. Throw down to second, meets him there, and he is out.
Well, he went in real hard to Goodrum.
And Goodrum is jawing at him, and Jose's going right back at him. Jose is really not happy with being hit by that pitch, and now the benches are going to clear. Yep.
Nothing he did at second base was going to get him suspended, but it was after the fact. And I think Tim Timmons did a really good job of... That's Tim Timmons, who was trying to get right into Jose's chest to keep him away from what might have happened. I credit
Ozuna, and Peralta will take it for the first out.
He got the catcher pretty good on that.
I think Will Smith just said, "I know, but that's not the first time you've done it." If I read his lips correctly. Dodgers dugout, or rather bullpen, is also out into left field.
Mackenzie Gore, he went down there to say something to Victor Robles. And look, these happen. This is good. People are going to consider this a negative. This is care. This happens throughout a season. And I like to see that from Mackenzie Gore, and I like to see that.
We figured out what happened. Watch Winker. Watch him say something. It looks like right there he barked something at Adames. And
he is fired up.
And he and Adames. So Winker and Adames still barking. Alan Porter, the crew chief, is at third and stepping in between them.
He's going to get caught up in a rundown. Tried to run into the...
That's a couple of steps on that infield grass. You can see Sosa saying, "What are you doing?"
Oh, and then Mayo pushes Sosa. Kobe Mayo, who just got recalled today, he's trying to start something. I don't think he wants that smoke.
The pre-game workouts took an interesting turn on the field today when Tyler Anderson and Red Sox first base coach Jose. Cooler heads would prevail. It's been a testy series. 2 teams that are not going in the direction that they would like to be going in, though the Angels do have some momentum here, having won 2 in a row.
Garrett didn't get a chance to do this Tuesday. They're chirping at one another. There's plenty of animosity between those two as Baez tells him to.
Now they're yelling at Luis Rojas. He's too far out of the third baseline, and now the first base coach, DJ Rayburn, is getting involved. And you can see, I think it was Pete Walker walked to the outfield side of the dugout and told Rojas to get back. And now it looks like Snyder is telling Boone to shut up.
Look at Jazz here. He's talking to somebody in the Braves dugout. Like, I don't want to hear it. At this point, just turn the page and let it go. Worry about what you're doing. He looks like he's saying somebody said, "I'm going to hit you in the head." Yeah, and that's something that you can never say.
And he just got hit for the 15th time. He's got a long look out at Pivetta. Diaz talking and walking Contreras down the first base line. Now the benches are going to empty.
Had some words for Pivetta. There's a good chance Pivetta had some.
Struck out on a pitch in the dirt, so Alvarez had to tag him. He barely tapped him on the arm, and then Sosa turns around as though he'd been slugged in the jaw.
Yeah, he got upset for no reason. I don't understand what that's about.
And Alvarez was ready to go back at him, but he was restrained, thank goodness.
Sosa's just mad because he's
home Schneider right now, and obviously upset about Ramirez getting hit. And Hanahan kind of guides him back over to the third base dugout, but Vogt clearly taking exception to the fact that Gausman hit Ramirez.
0-2 on Jesus Sanchez. And Sanchez and Herrera getting into it now. Bench.
Just maybe is it the swing? The thing is, I feel like this got overblown because Sanchez and Herrera just kind of talking back and forth. There was nothing really getting aggressive.
Sized in Boston.
Good work.
I think at that time in his career, wake-up call.
Hayward.
What is going on between Hayward and Bumgarner here?
After he struck out looking, he said something to Bumgarner.
Well, as we were in that game break, Chris Stewart.
He was upset about being quick pitched, and he said
some words with Hill.
He said something about it, and then Hill yelled at him back.
And nothing happened other than that.
Yeah, the umpire got in between them real quick.
Inside ball 4. Hoskins saying something to Castro. The benches are starting to bubble again. Hoskins goes to first. Castro is yelling something.
Pretty good command, and those were well in off the plate, those last 2 pitches.
And I agree with you, one.
Well, he's worked the count full here, so that's an indication he's being patient.
That's a questionable strike 3 called on Baddoo.
Umpire kind of give him a little bit of right at the top of the zone. Let's take a look at that last pitch, and it's a tough one for
Todd Frazier and Adam Eaton almost went at it between innings. Yeah, this is between innings. Watch Adam Eaton right here, and this is Todd Frazier right here. Eaton was walking to his position. He said, "Did you say something to me?" He turned around and started walking to Frazier. Frazier started coming out. The Mets players held Frazier back. Somebody held Adam Eaton. Strike to Addison Russell, who is 2 for 10 in the series. Joe Madden, Laz Diaz.
Hits Stanton, and Stanton gives a little look, and now has something to say to Mike Fiers. And now Stanton going to take a step. Yeah, you never forget that, and Stanton had.
no way.
I'm not trying to hit you.
Run is down, and Hicks has a play at second. Oh, man. They hold on at second base, and right now Munoz can't feel his left hand. Now the bench is clear.
When they got up, they were looking right at each other and started jawing.
You're able to manipulate the bat head. He did it in the balls. He's able to have success.
High fly ball to left. Back is Fuentes. The wind has it, knocks it down. And make the grab, and Machado still staring down your Donald Ventura.
And Pilar was walking out to his position, and you can see him talking to first base umpire, and obviously Pilar's expressing his thoughts that he didn't swing at that, and Jim Reynolds comes over so they can have a little conversation about it. And Pilar is talking about his point of view, and Jim's
walking off. Watch Teixeira and third base coach Joe Espada as Robles barks at them.
Well, I mean, Teixeira, a combatant in this game.
For some boos.
The Angels, but I understand that the Angels felt that, and now Albert Pujols is yelling at somebody in the Astros dugout.
Albert Pujols is getting in it with this is what's going to happen when you start throwing at guys' heads. Jake Marisnick trying to calm Albert Pujols.
Carlos Gomez, the center fielder, comes in.
Anybody want any hot chocolate, any coffee, donuts?
Number 4, teammates in Milwaukee, so they've known each other for a long time.
We do see, I mean, it does happen sometimes. Pitch comes up and in.
53 pitches. And on the first pitch of the fourth, he gets Kurt Suzuki right in the back.
And then right here, he flips the bat. I think he's staring out there. Watch Walters. He looks at Suzuki and then says something right here. I heard him say something way up.
Pops him up right side. Foul ball.
Alley turned around and heard it. Jose said, "I'm not talking to you." We told you Jose plays with a passion, rarely duplicated. Kirk didn't know what was going on. Fernandez talking to somebody.
He's talking to Perella at second, and I think it's about transferring signs. Everybody's been warned already, and the reason they warned both sides so there's no retaliation by either pitcher.
We are back here at Petco Park, and Dave Roberts going after Andy.
You can see Justin Verlander getting into it with one of the Yankees trying to get at somebody. That's Lloyd the Tigers dugout. Castellanos and Verlander are talking to Martinez. Why are you talking? It kind of blows him off, says something. Martinez doesn't like it. And now they're going to have to hold Victor Martinez back as Verlander walks away.
And we're starting to find out more about Mike too. I mean, he's a baseball man through and through. And watch, he runs on the mound. You just never see that. Don't do that.
He hits tonight, a double back in the first, and that goes behind him, and Cabrera stares out at Ramos. Not at all happy with that. Cameron Rupp, a very big man, tries to soothe Cabrera. Nobody exits either dugout.
Anderson strikes out. That's 5 strikeouts. Marcus Stroman now has words with Anderson as the benches are going to come off, and Anderson took exception to what Stroman was doing, and now
the amazing thing is this is the most quiet Cal's been all season long in a game. He hasn't been animated at all tonight.
Muncy hits this ball to deep right field. Forget about it. Muncy with a splash hit.
Oral, that thing was hit so far.
He's being patient.
That's a questionable strike 3 called on Badu.
Umpire kind of give him a little bit of right at the top of the zone. Let's take a look. I thought he took a pitch, and AJ had to go out and protect his player, but he's going to tell him the same thing. Look at, you can't do that.
Maybe location to the hitters when he was on base, and Robbie seems like he's not too happy. Norris, Chavez looks like, well, I don't know what he's talking about, but Norris was the one that was upset.
So this was the swing and the fly ball and the out. And Baez hears something at that point. And then Aguilar's got to get in the middle of it. Blyer may or may not have something we can't really count.
And he lays off, and look at Diaz. They have full-on competitive nature of these two. And Diaz took that breaking ball from Valdez from the Dominican Republic, and they are all in it. Maldonado saying, look, it's okay, amigo, go to first. We talked about it at the beginning, and look at Carlos Correa. Now he is in a serious pep talk with Framber Valdez, and that has everything to do with don't let these guys talk to you that way. You show them.